Little rock and roll in the midday sports talk betting with me, Bob LaGrasso, from Odds Jam TV, and the Sports Nuts. By the way, click the links below. You need multiple sports books in your state. The more that you're in, the more profitable you become. And I'm finding that out more and more. By the way, I like the hat there, huh? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so check it out. That song was Don't Fear the Reaper by Blue Oyster Cult. That's right. Another song from the 70s, folks. Imagine that. Me with a song from the 70s. Love that song. It's a great song. 1976 album, Agents of Fortune. Blue Oyster Cult. That is the song. I'm starting off with a song every single day. It's the midday sports show with me, and I'm always having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time too. I went from coffee now to water. So we're rocking the midday, man. I'm going to have a special guest on. Matt Modi from Odds Jam is going to be with me here in a little bit. Don't forget to also, on the link below, there is a link for the partner program. You click the link below, you share it with your friends, you get 20% of all the revenue for those who sign up with your link. You got to do that, folks. Now, what I'd like to do is kind of give you an update of what's going on in the world of sports right now. I'm going to refresh my computer here. When I looked earlier, Michigan was up by like 13 over Indiana. Well, guess what? Indiana's up by 5 now. Syracuse is still up with about 14-19 to go in the second half against Duke. An upset in the making there. Could they get it done? That's with Buddy Boeheim being suspended. Providence is down by 1 with 15:45 to go in the second half to Butler. Butler 14-18. Wow. Texas A&M is taking care of Florida. Anything else here that's sticking out? Toledo beat Central Michigan by 1 point. Central Michigan 7-23. Randall and Steve were right about one thing. When it comes to these conference tournaments, you have no idea what you're going to be dealing with. You really don't. In the Players' Championship, which is actually had a suspension, little rain delay, Harold Varner III is at -4, along with Will Zalatoris and Tommy Fleetwood. Hickok and Kevin Streelman are next at -3. That's what we got going on so far. Don't forget, go check out Randall and Steve's golf preview. It's great. It's really good. We got a special guest, like I said, coming on, Matt Modi. We're going to talk to him, or I'm going to talk to him a little bit about what he does with Odds Jam and so on and so forth. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring Matt into the groove right now, and here he is. There's Matt Modi, and I want you guys to know one thing. Matt knew who Blue Oyster Cult was. Now, that is cool. That is cool. So, Matt, welcome to the show. I appreciate you being on, and you do a lot of things for Odds Jam. A lot of videos, very good videos. I've learned a lot of things watching your videos. How'd you get started? How long you been doing sports betting, so on and so forth?
Well, Bob, I appreciate you having me on. That was lovely to have a firsthand witness to the concert you put on at the beginning. So appreciate that. Yeah, I know. I'm younger, but I do know the classics, so I take pride in that. So a couple answers to your question. So I've only been sports betting for about a year and a half. I started late. So I'm located in Virginia, and it didn't become legal in Virginia until like January 2021. So about a little over a year ago. And I started betting. Actually, it would have been 2.5 years since I started. So I started betting on some offshore website. One of my buddies was just like, hey, I started betting on sports. And I was like, you know what? I'm a big sports fan. I bet I could make some money.
Right.
Turns out I couldn't make money when I first started betting on sports. I didn't know what I was doing. And then I got hooked on Odds Jam over like right at the end of the summer, right when football season was starting. They just they found me on Twitter, like me and a buddy were doing a podcast, just kind of BSing, talking about sports.
Right.
Odds Jam I was lucky I caught on from the beginning. They were just looking to grow their YouTube channel. So they asked me to start doing stuff part-time. So I did like a couple of videos a week, and then they eventually had the need for a full-time role for, betting analyst, content producer. So I've been doing that for about a month, and it's been great. It's been great.
Yeah, you've done it. You've done a great job, and the content is getting more and more. I know, they've brought me in and they've brought Mike in. We've got Randall, Steve. Everybody's kind of doing things all the time. And what we're trying to do, this is my vision. I envision that we take the concept of Odds Jam TV and make everything that we do an Odds Jam TV show. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
I like it. Yeah, it sounds good to me. I do my own Odds Jam. I have an Odds Jam show with Parlay Doc at 6 p.m. every Thursday. We just call it Odds Jam TV, and the name of it's Sweat the Bet. I like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. It's great. That's fantastic. And of course, we've got our show with the clowns that I work with.
The Sports Nuts.
well, that's that. No. The Friday show is one of another level of. It's very, very interesting. So, you do you bet every night?
Oh yeah, every night. I stick to the Odds Jam positive EV page, and I'll hit anything that's within the range. So I don't know how in depth you want to get as far as like process and stuff, but anything within the market width on the Odds Jam positive EV page, that's fair game.
Okay. So, and you know what? And I found out with the hockey bets, especially because hockey's my favorite sport. It's the one that I bet the most, and I pick pretty good at it. The positive EV page is right there with my handicapping. We're like neck and neck.
There you go.
There are times that I use the positive EV page to solidify what my handicapping is. I don't know if you use that at all or not.
Yeah, I'll do something similar. Like I'll just be scanning through the lines, like player props and stuff, and then before even looking at the Odds Jam page, and then I'll kind of make a note of which ones I like. Like, oh, I think Embiid's going to go over his point total tonight, and then what I'll do is I'll look at Odds Jam, and then I'll see if there's some positive value associated with it. So I go both ways. Sometimes I'll just scan the sheet and find just load plays from there. Or there are sometimes I'll do my own research, and then I'll make sure to confirm with Odds Jam that it's, there is positive expected value associated with it.
Right. So our Friday show is actually called Odds Jam TV, but I don't know. I think it's three young guys and an old man is really what it is. But anyway, so I've noticed something, and I'm going to show it here a little bit. When you turn on the player props and go to the positive EV page, there's all kinds of stuff that can be happening. And I keep them off a lot just because I'm wanting to either puck line, money line, run line, spread, total, that's kind of where I want to go to first. But I'm telling you, those player props are something else, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. I think there's sometimes where it can be overwhelming, and like the top like 10 or 15 are all player props. And
right.
I think I love betting on player props specifically for the NBA because it's such a player driven league.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of times, especially if you're in the middle of a cold streak, I'll do the same thing. I'll sometimes hide player props and just let me get some like safe game props because if it's positive EV on a spread or a total, it's less likely for the odds to shift so dramatically where you're going to be losing the closing line. I notice that happens more with player props.
Right. And I agree. The other thing is that you can go over player props quite a bit. The overs are hitting quite a bit more than the unders are. And the same thing with total goals in hockey. Dude, I'm telling you right now, it's crazy the way the league has exploded. When Chicago scores 8 goals in a game, that's insane.
Yeah. I think for NBA specifically, like, everybody, like the sexy prop to bet on is like their favorite player's point total over. So right. I think there's always a lot of value in getting like a little more random stats, like player assists, player rebounds, stuff that like it's harder to handicap, like assist totals and rebound totals. A lot of it's game situation dependent. So I've noticed there's a ton of value on like stuff like that over the point total specifically for a player.
Right.
Prop.
Exactly. All right, Matt. Hey, look, will you do me a favor? Will you come back on again? Can we do this again?
Of course. Just let me know, Bob.
All right.
Name the time, name the place, and I'll be there.
All right. Do me a favor. Tell Parlay Doc I want him on the show tomorrow.
All right. I don't know if I can promise him tomorrow, but I'll let him know.
Tell him I'm gonna message him. Hey, thanks for being on here on the Rockin' Midday Sports Talk show with me. I'm rocking it out, baby. You have a great day, Matt. Take care.
You too. Thanks, Bob.
All right, that was Matt Modi. That was fun, wasn't it? All right, let's move on here to. I'm going to share my screen, and I want to go to OddsJam here. And let's pull up some things. I'm going to keep it in Illinois just for the heck of it. And I am going to go here and show you what I was talking about earlier. So I think this is so interesting. And I'm going to the positive EV, and I'm going to show player props. You go and you save the changes. And let's go to the positive EV page. All right. So now, we got live stuff going on here too. So for instance, here is an over in the Duke-Syracuse game, 164.5. What do you think it is? Under 164.5 right now. That's quite a bit of value. That's a plus 140 on BetMGM right now. Very, very cool. So as I look down here we have a player prop, Kevin Looney. Matt was talking about assists, over 17.5 or under 17.5. Player points, rebounds, and assists. It's the combination. I love that bet too, by the way. That's a very cool bet. Let's look live what's going on in the Duke game. Plus 5.5, minus 5.5. If you get Syracuse plus 5.5 right now, man, I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and add that to my bet tracker and show you how that works. Let's do it right now. Save that, and let me look for one other thing. Okay, here is one that I bet earlier today. I've already got it. As you can see, there's a check mark there that I already added this, okay? This is over 3.5 shots on goal. Well, let me tell you why I bet this. I watched Jack Eichel at the end of the Vegas game the other night, and heck, he had 3 shots on goal in the last minute and a half of the game. So I said, you know what? I'm going over 3.5. We'll see how that works. So now let's go to the bet tracker, which, by the way, is 100% free. Doesn't cost you anything. Get on oddsjam.com. You can use this if you are going to be a really profitable sports bettor. You need to track your bets. You need to know what the heck's going on. You need to know what sport and what types of bets are going on. So there's that Duke Syracuse that I just added from BetMGM. $10 bet gives me $22 payout. And there is right there the player shots on goal. Jack Eichel over 3.5. I bet that earlier today. So there you go. And once again, if you look at the bet tracker, here we are. I have $110 worth of pending bets out here for the day. There's my profit of $217. My return on investment, 3.2%. And the closing line value, this needs to be over 15%. It is at 56.7. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and that's where we're at there. So let me look here and see where we're at in this Duke game, huh? Duke is now up 62-60. Michigan is going to lose to Indiana. They have lost to Indiana. That game is over, baby. Wow, who would have guessed that one? And still, Providence is down with 11:25 to go to Butler. Insane. This is just crazy. The players is still suspended. And once again, I'm here every day at 12:30 Central Time, 1:30 Eastern Time. I'm in the morning at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'm here in the evening with Mike, the Sports Nuts, with our last-minute betting at 6:30 Eastern Time, 5:30 Central Time. And then I have my NHL Bets of the Day. Now, those shows are all Monday through Friday. NHL Bets is every day. And when the baseball season comes, it'll be that way for baseball too with me. So there it is. There's our show for this afternoon. I hope you rocked out with me. I'll be back tomorrow with my Rockin' Midday show. Thanks to Matt Modi. Appreciate it, man. We'll see you later, folks. Be good. Wow, there's Coco. Hi, baby. Say bye. Bye, bye, bye. She rocks. Rocket girl, rocket.